Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we are trying to discuss the life cycle of this particular Hibernate object here. So today we are going to discuss one of the important concepts here, HQL. So how exactly this particular HQL is going to work here? So to understand this particular HQL, what are the important things we need to know first? Okay, so back to here. So what exactly the HQL will contain here? Getting the point. So here I want to write HQL. So what is the full form of this particular HQL? HQL is nothing but Hibernate query language. Getting the point. So how exactly this particular Hibernate query language is going to work? So to understand this particular Hibernate query language, so what are the things we need to know first? Getting the point. So let me expand this. Right. So basically, this particular HQL is a object-oriented SQL. Getting the point. So now, if you have a basic idea how the SQL is going to work, it is exactly opposite to the HQL. Getting the point. So this SQL we are going to call as a structured query language. So using this particular SQL, we used to communicate with the databases. Earlier, we used to communicate with the database using this particular SQL. Right. So to connect to this particular SQL, how we are going to write the queries here? So basically, so to load an object from this particular database here, so we try to focus on this. So let's start from. So if we are having any schema name, something called airline dot, so AR underscore user. And if we are having any condition, we are going to write the condition here and with the alias name. So if you understand here, yes, AU. So A is nothing but our table alias name. With the reference of this particular alias name, we are going to work with a condition here. So something called user ID is equals to question mark and AU dot first name, something called order by descending order. First name, descending order. Or if you want to work with any group by operators, or if you want to work with any like operators. So and we can make the condition here. So first name like. First name like. So something here we are going to work with the operator here. Something wrong. Cutting the point. So these are the SQL conditions we are going to write. But here, so we are not going to specify this section here. Cutting the point. So we are not going to work with SQL here, but we are going to work with HQL here. So to work with HQL here, so what we need to understand here. So basically, if you are having basic knowledge of this particular SQL. If you are having basic knowledge of this particular SQL, so we can easily understand very carefully here. If you know the basic syntax of this particular SQL, so how exactly it's going to work. So same way we can work with the HQL here. Right. Now, so as I explained here, HQL is a object-oriented query language. Object-oriented query language. So if you understand, using this particular SQL, what we are doing here, we are trying to work with column names. So user ID is the one of the column, and first name is also column. So which is defined in the inside this particular table called AR underscore user. But if I want to work with HQL, how we are going to work? So using this particular HQL, we are going to work with the properties. We are going to work with the properties other than the columns here. So this is very important here. We need to understand here. So what are the properties we are going to work? So to understand the property, so we need to focus on the table here. AR underscore user. So AR underscore user, it is a table. So this particular table is related to one model class, or we can call it as a one persistence class. So what exactly the persistence class? The persistence class here we are having user, cutting the point. So inside this particular user class, we are going to have one property. Inside this particular user class, we are going to have some of the properties. So using those properties, we are going to work on this particular HQL. Using those properties, we are going to work on this particular HQL here. Getting the point. And one more here. So basically, HQL is a data manipulation language. So HQL is not a data manipulation language here. So data manipulation language is nothing but, so using this particular HQL, we are not going to update any record, or we are not going to insert any record, or we are not going to delete any record here. Getting the point. So using this particular HQL, what we are going to do? Only we are going to retrieve the data from the database with the reference of some of the conditions. So the conditions are nothing but using the like operators or any order by operators or any group by operators. Getting the point. So using these are the conditions, we are going to load an object, or we are going to retrieve any data from the database here. Right. So using this particular HQL, this is important here. We are not going to update, and we are not going to delete, and we are not going to insert any record here. Getting the point. So this section is very important here. We need to understand here. And back to here. So once we identify, so HQL is not a data manipulation language, and using this particular appropriate persistence class properties, we are going to work on this particular, using this particular HQL, we try to retrieve the data from the database here. So we need to understand here, we need to understand the query to work on this particular HQL. The simple query I'm trying to write here. So where is our main class? Inside this particular Hibernate package, we need to work on this particular main class here. And here, so in the yesterday, we created like a user related information with the reference of this particular get here. With the reference of session.get, what we are doing here, we specified the ID. We specified the ID and we load an object of this particular user object here. And later we deleted. So this is different here. Let me comment out this particular, so user section. Okay, observe here. Now what we are doing here, so we are trying to work with session 2. Otherwise, we'll open the session 1. So we already identified this particular session object here. So we don't want to work with the session 2 because already we are having the session here. So let me change with the session object. Right. Now observe here what I am trying to do. Okay, all are commented here. Using this particular session here. Using this particular session, how we are trying to use the HQL here. So first we need to focus on the HQL, how it's going to work. So with the reference of this particular session, we are going to load query object here. First we'll check with the query and later we'll focus on the criteria object. So using this particular query only, we can work with HQL or SQL here. Inside this particular criteria, we cannot go for any HQL related information, Hibernate query language information, we are not going to use. So why we cannot use, I'm going to explain after a few minutes. But now we need to focus on the first query object here. So now to understand this particular query, first what we need to do, we need to provide the create query. So where we are having create query. So now you can see create query. So we'll have a difference between create SQL query and create query. Okay, so first we'll check with the create query. Later we can move on to the create SQL query. Observe here, I'm trying to specify the create query. So inside this particular create query, what I want to write? I want to write HQL. I'm not going to define this particular structure query language. I'm working on the Hibernate query language. So to work on this particular Hibernate query language, first what I need to do, so simple from user, getting the point. So whenever I'm trying to define this particular, so we are going to work on the, so this is our persistence class. So what is our persistence class called? User. Using this particular persistence class, we are going to load the data. And once we load here, now you can see we are having query object here. Getting the point. So with the reference of this particular query, what we are going to write? Now you can understand here query dot list here. So this particular list will return object information. So now you can define here the generic type here, something called user. The generic type user here. Okay. So now we are understanding here. I want to load one by one object here. So user. So carefully observe here how I'm trying to load here. Okay. So like we're not working on our Java 1.8 version. So in the previous example, we changed our version here. So when we are trying to discuss with our Spring, we change the version here. Okay. Anyhow, we'll try to work with for loop here. So using this particular out, I am trying to print the object information. So first I will print only ID, and so later what I will do, I will try to print with okay. So initially we'll try to check with only ID. How many times this particular ID is going to load here, we need to identify. So before identifying here, we need to check the how many records we are having inside this particular AR underscore user. So we are having 3 records here. We are having 3 records. These 3 records we are trying to load. Okay. Observe here. So it simply will try to print the 3 IDs here. So we'll try to print the 3 records here. So it's nothing but the 3 IDs are we are going to print here. Now you can see the final 786. Getting the point. So these are the IDs here. So now you can see. So this is a select query generating. And if you want to know more about this particular select query, you can see here. So these are about the select query here. Getting the point. So whenever we're trying to work with this particular HQL, so internally, so which is converted into the structure query language. So based on this particular structure query language, we are trying to load the object information here. But here we did not specify the structure query information inside our example. But how it is loading here? Because of this particular HQL, Hibernate is going to convert this particular HQL into the SQL. Getting the point. So now you can understand here, I want to specify first name. And along with this, so we can work with the last name here. We can work with the last name here. So let me run the same example here. So now you can observe. So these are the first name and last name user ID. Same way, user ID, first name, last name. And so these are about the first name and last name user ID. Getting the point. So this is the way the objects are going to load here. And now we identified here. So the same query, if I want to write in the SQL is nothing but structure query language. So how we are going to define here? So something called select star from airline dot ar underscore user. Getting the point. So this is a SQL we need to define to work on the simple user information here. Okay. So to write the same query here, what we need to do here, we need to define the session dot create SQL query. Here I want to specify this particular section here, and let me copy the same information into this particular section. I want to comment out HQL here. I want to comment out this particular SQL. So observe, using this particular SQL, I'm trying to load the object information. What happened? Okay. Basically, object we are getting here. I want to convert here. So it is a class cast exception here. By default, it is trying to, again we are getting cannot cast to user here. Okay, initially we are getting an object here. So let me AU. Here I want to provide. So let me try this, because I want to show you different ways here. So this is the alias name I want to expecting here. With the alias name, I'm trying to load an object here. So if it is not loading, what we can do, we can specify the object information here. So still we are getting an exception here. Getting the point. So now you can see what is the exception we are getting here. No dilate mapping for JDBC here. So no dilate is finding here because we are already having the dilate here. So still we are not finding the dilate here. Still we are not finding the dilate information here. So to understand this particular information, what I need to do, here I want to provide this particular, which is going to take 3 parameters here. So alias name, SQL string return alias name, and class here. So this parameter we need to specify. Here I want to specify AU user.class. Okay, so this parameter is duplicated. So we'll try to understand the same example here. What happened? Grammar exception we are getting here, found in the result set. User ID. Okay, the column name user ID was not found. So let me go for the database. Yes. Observe here, when we are trying to work with structure query language, so we need to define the particular entity class, and so what is the alias name we are trying to work, and so we need to work on this particular braces section here. So this particular braces section, so it's trying to load all the object information. Getting the point. The same query is trying to return the 3 records here. The same query is trying to return the 3 records here. But now, so understand carefully, when we are trying to work with Hibernate query language, So how much this particular information we define, and same way when we're trying to work with a structure query language, so what are the information we define. So this is the difference between HQL as well as SQL here. Okay, so back to here, I want to check with the condition here. Getting the point. I want to check with the one condition here. So based on the condition, I want to load the record here. Getting the point. So how we can load this particular condition records here. So from user U, I want to make this particular condition call where condition use dot. Here I don't want to use first name. Here we are not going to work with the first name here. Now what is the column of this particular first name? So first name simply. So here first name. Where this particular first name is equals to, I want to specify the name here. Getting the point. So I want to comment out this particular SQL here. Observe carefully how we can work with Hibernate query language with the reference of where condition. Getting the point. So now you can understand here u dot first name. So u dot first name, I'm specifying here parameter. So this is the name or parameter because we already discussed in the previous example when we are trying to work with Spring JDBC. Getting the point. So JDBC template and named parameter JDBC template we identified, right? Same way, so basically we are going to call this particular parameter as a named parameter. So when we are trying to work with this particular named parameter, so how we can pass this particular named parameter. So now we can understand here query dot set string. So which data type which is going to take this particular parameter, we need to understand here. The first name which is going to take which data type value, whether it is going to take string or whether it is going to take any integer or any date parameter. So we need to identify the particular method we are going to found inside this particular query object here. So now you can see set to string, and here we need to specify the name or parameter name and value. So what is the value I want to specify? Here I want to specify the first name here, something called Ramesh. Something called Ramesh I want to specify here. And later, once we specify this particular Ramesh information, how many records we are having? We are having 2 records here. We are trying to load the particular 2 records information. Let me run the same query here. So we need to understand we are getting an exception here. So let me see what happened internally. So now you can see the property first name we don't have. The particular property we don't have here. So if you are getting this kind of error, where we need to go and how can I resolve this particular query exception here? Getting the point. How can I resolve this particular query exception here? So to understand here, first what we need to do, basically first we need to check we are working on the Hibernate query language or we are working with the structure query language, right? Now we are working on the Hibernate query language. When we are trying to work with the Hibernate query language, here instead of specifying the table name, we are going to specify the particular persistence class information, right? So when we are trying to specify this particular persistence class information, we need to specify the property information, not the column name here. Getting the point. So to specify the property information, what we need to do? First we need to go to the user class. We need to go to the user class here. So inside this particular user class, what is the property we are having? So the property we are having first name. So here we are having N is a capital. N is a capital we are having here. So now you can see if I am going to run the same example, I'm going to run the same example. So we are expecting the particular records information. Now you can understand here, two records we are getting here. So we are getting two records here. This is a first record and this is a second record. With the reference of the where condition, how we are trying to load here. And what we are doing is, we specified the one alias name. With the reference of this particular alias name, we are making the condition call the particular first name property. Right. So this is all about the HQL with the reference of this particular condition here. We are going to work here. So now you need to work with query and criteria. So we'll focus on the more on the query, and later we are going to work with the criteria object here. Getting the point. So because we identified here, so using this particular query, we are trying to work on the object information here. Right. So first we need to focus on the query interface here. Basically, so can we provide the double quotes here? So can we provide the Ramesh in the query itself? Yeah, you can provide. So basically, in the real-time application, we are not going to make this kind of conditions here. Observe here. So again, we are loading the two records here. Getting the point. But here, based on the condition, because the condition, the value we are going to get dynamically. So when we are getting the value dynamically, we cannot use this particular condition here. So we need to use this particular parameter, set string or set integer or any set date, any primitive data type here. So based on this particular primitive data type, we are going to have the particular method here. So with the reference of this particular method, we can go for the particular name of the parameter and the value here. So this is we need to specify here. Okay. Now observe here, we understand here when we are trying to work with this particular HQL here, so how we are defining it. So simply with the two words we are trying to focus here from the name of the persistence class. So whatever the persistence we are going to load, the persistence class we are trying to specify this. So the simple example here from user. But now when we are trying to work with this particular SQL, we are having the different method called create SQL query. Okay, so let me add this same information inside this particular query called HQL here. So I want to comment out this section. Here I want to specify. So what will happen? So now you can see I'm trying to work with the create query. So inside this particular create query, so basically we need to work on the HQL here. But now what I'm doing is I'm trying to provide the SQL information. Okay, so back to here, I'm trying to run the same query information here. So now you can understand here what exactly which is expecting unexpected here. Okay, so if it is unexpected here, what we can do? I want to specify select AU. I'm trying to provide the different ways to load an object here. Now we need to understand here airline AR underscore user, it is not mapped to the user information. Okay, so instead of this, what we can do, we'll try to load this object here. observe here with the reference of whatever the query we used in the database. So I copied the same query. So still here, what happened here? So we are getting token here, unexpected token here. The star it is not expecting here. Okay, so now what we need to do? So let me provide, so AU dot star. AU is the reference of our particular user object information. So still we are getting here. Getting the point. So now what you are understanding here, with the reference of create query, even though if you are trying to work with the different bases, but still we cannot work on the particular information here. So we cannot use the references. And if I'm trying to work with the star also, we are getting an error. With the reference of references dot star, if I'm going to specify, so still we are getting an error here. Now what you are understanding here? So basically using this particular create query, we cannot work with the SQL. SQL is nothing but structured query language information here. Getting the point. So this is, I want to provide the information. Okay. So back to here, with the reference of this particular query we understood here, and we made one condition also. Okay. So back to here, I want to work with the criteria object here. So how exactly the criteria object we can work? Let me comment out this section here. Here I want to work with the criteria. So to work with the criteria, first what we need to do? We need to get an object of this particular criteria with the reference of session. Now you can see session dot create criteria. So create criteria. Here we need to specify the persistence class information. So whatever the object we want to load, the particular object information we need to specify here. So here we are trying to work with the user class. We are trying to work with the user class here. Criteria. Getting the point. Now I created one criteria object here. So with the reference of this particular criteria object here, so I'm trying to load an object information here. So how exactly we are trying to load here? How exactly we are trying to load here? So now you can understand here. Criteria dot list it. Criteria dot list. So which is going to provide the list of object information. So this I want to copy. Now you need to understand here. So again I'm trying to copy the loop section here. The loop section I'm trying to copy here. So carefully observe here what exactly we are doing here. So here with the reference of create criteria, here we are not defining any SQL or any structured query language here. So directly we are trying to specifying the persistence class information. So whenever we are trying to specify this particular persistence class information, we need to understand how the data is going to load here. So how this particular data is trying to load. Now you can see the same records we are getting here. The same records we are getting here. Basically, when this particular criteria is going to use, so here we did not specify any condition here. So if we are not specifying any condition here, how many records we are having in the database, all the records are going to load it here. All the records are going to load it here. So, but in our example, we are having only 3 records here. Right, only 3 records we are having, the 3 records we are trying to load. But now I want to make condition here. Getting the point. I want to make the condition. So what is the condition I want to make here? So basically I want to use the order by condition. Getting the point. Order by condition I want to use. So how we can use the order by condition? So now you can see criteria dot add criteria dot add order here. So here we need to specify the one order object here. Getting the point. So when we are trying to specify this particular order object here, we are going to get the order by condition here. Okay. So now we are having order dot. Here we need to work with ascending or descending here. So what is like in the which way we want to work? So we can go for this particular condition here. So I want to work with descending order. So let me go to the database here. So which is the best way to work on the descending here? So something called city home address, billing address, city 1, city 2, city 3. Okay. So we can go for the username here. We can go for the username here. So I want to specify the username section here. Getting the point. So to work with the username here, what we need to do? We need to specify the property information here. Right. So observe carefully with the reference of this particular add order here. What we are doing here, I'm trying to provide the order by condition. So with the reference of this particular order by condition, we are trying to load the object information. So now from ABC, so the three records we are getting here, but we could not understand here. So which one we received the first? So basically what I want to explain here. So this I want to provide the information how we can work with the order by condition. So along with this, I want to check with the max condition. I want to load only few records. In our database, like in our table, we are having around 100 records. So I don't want to load the 100 records here. I want to load few records here. So to load the few records here, what we can do? So now you can see, so criteria set max result. So here I want to specify 2. I want to specify only 2 because in our database we are having 3 records here. I want to load only 2 records here. So using this particular max result here, what we are doing here, we are making the condition here, how limit the condition. We are making the particular limit condition here, how many records we want to load. You can observe only 2 records we loaded here. Only 2 records here. So previously we reloaded 3 records information. Now I'm trying to load only 2 records here. So this is all about the criteria, and the same if I want to work with the order by and max condition. In the query, how we can work here. So this is all about the criteria example we are working here. The same thing I want to work with the query. I want to work with this particular query. Here, I don't want to use this particular where condition. Here I want to work with the order by condition. So now you can see from user view order by. So what we need to specify? What we need to specify here? We need to specify the username, and we can add. So if we want to work with ascending or descending here. Right. So first we need to check with the username here. The property important here. If the property does not match here, again we are going to get an error here. Right. So along with this particular order by, let me run the query first. With the reference of this particular order by, we are trying to run the query. So now you can see with the reference of order by, again we are loading the 3 records. But observe, so every time the 6th record we are getting below, but when we are trying to change with the ascending order, the 6th record we are getting first, and later the 7th record here, and later the 8th record here. With the reference of username, we are trying to load here. The reference of username, we are trying to load here. So because of this, the order is changed here. Okay. So back to here, I want to work with a condition here. So the condition is nothing but I want to load the limited records here. So how we can load the limited records here? Query dot set max result. Query dot set max result. I want to specify only 2. Getting the point. So in our database, we are having 3 records. I want to load only 2 records here. Observe carefully 2 records we are trying to load with the help of ascending order. With the help of this particular ascending order here, we are trying to load 2 record section here. So this section is very important section we are discussing here. So basically, so these are the order by, and we use in the structure query language also. But now important here how we can use in the Hibernate query language. So along with this, we need to work with the alias name here. So whenever we are trying to work with the alias name here, how it is working here. Getting the point. So these are about the order by and as well as max condition here. Right. So after this, we want to work with so iterating result here. So basically here, so we can go for the 2 options here. So whenever we are trying to load here this particular result record here, we can specify the first record we can load if we want to load only 1 record, or we can work with the max result, we can work with the 1. Here if I want to specify the max result 1, what happens internally? We are going to get only 1 record. So otherwise, if I'm not adding this particular max result here, what we can do, using this particular list of references, we can work with get of 0. Get of 0, right? So get of 0 also, which is going to specify the first record here. So instead of doing this one, I don't want to work with this particular section here, but I want to work with only 1 record here. I want to work with only 1 record here. Getting the point. So whenever we are trying to specify the max result 1, whenever we are trying to specify the max result 1 here, what happens internally? Only 1 record is going to provide. So when 1 record we are going to get here, we don't want to load this particular list of records here. So how I'm trying to load, you can observe here, query dot unique results. Query dot unique results here. So this particular unique result will provide the only 1 object information. Getting the point. So I want to convert into our user object here. I want to convert into user object here. So I don't want to use this particular section here. Simply these 3 I want to copy outside of this particular loop here. Again, I'm running the same example. I want to run the same example here. Observe here, only 1 record we are going to get. Other than other record, like more than 1 record, if we are trying to load here, what happens internally? We are going to get an exception here. So observe, if I'm trying to comment out this section, max result. If I'm trying to comment out this particular max section, what happens internally? So that is also we need to understand. Basically, we are going to get an exception here. So understand here, we are getting an exception here. So query did not return unique result. Basically, the query is returning 3 records. But what we are expecting here, only 1, the unique records here. Getting the point. So these sections are very important here in the real-time application. So we are going to work this particular unique result and max result and the query dot list here. So based on our condition, we are going to work on the different ways to load the object here. Getting the point. So same example, if I want to work with a bid here, because in the previous example, we work with a bid related section. So select star from airline dot air underscore bid here. How many records we are having? We are having so 2 records here, but here we did not specify any information here. So here we did not specify any information, nothing but along with this particular item ID, we don't have other queries here. Sorry, other columns here. Okay, to insert this particular other columns here, first what we need to do, we need to go to the bid HBM.file here. We are having only many to one relation. So let me provide inside this particular bit. I want to work with one more column here. Private. So what I can say here, I want to specify the double here. Here I want to specify the double, and I want to work with the amount column. Let me generate the setters and getters for this particular amount column. Right. Now you can see amount column is generated. Here I want to add property section. So what is the name of the property we are having? Something called amount. And here I want to work with bit underscore amount here. Getting the point. Okay. I want to insert one more record into this particular bit here. Let me comment out this all the sections here. Here we are not going to work with the user, and we are going to work with the bid and item, because we are having the relation here. Query, I want to comment out these three sections. Okay, so now we are having the session, and so where we use the previous example, home address, billing address, user, transaction here, billing details, credit card, bank account. Here we are trying to work with the item here. I want to enable this particular item. So now I want to write here new item. Item description we can make same, and so I changed the session here. Again, I change the session. For all the three objects, I change the references one, like from open sessions to session here. But now, what we need to understand here. Basically, in the bid, we are having set amount. Bid 1, set amount here. I want to specify the amount here, 456.00. Okay. So same thing, I want to set inside this particular bid 2 also. Getting the point. Here I want to change some amount here, 250, 257. Okay. So let me save this particular example. What happened here? The existing records are updated here. Why the existing records are updated? We need to check it. So now you can see, if I'm going to run, so we are having two records are created. Let me provide these information also. Something why the data is not enabling here. Okay. So anyway, we can go for this particular bid record here. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to load a bid record related information. So here I want to comment out this particular item section. Okay, let me load an object here, session dot create query. Session dot create query I want to work. So here, observe carefully, I want to work with from bid. Getting the point. And B is the reference here. order by B dot amount. So B dot amount, getting the point. So I want to provide the greater than or less than information later. So I want to check with the descending here. I want to check with the descending here. Directly I can return list of object information. So this is another way to provide the information here, list information. Getting the point. Now understand here. So using this particular list, what we are going to do, we'll try to work with the loop here. Okay. So before working with the loop here, I want to provide the generic. I want to provide the generic information. Here we are getting bit. Sys out here bit dot get ID and another one bit dot get amount here. So I want to load two records here. Sorry, two columns I want to print. Okay, let me run the same query. What happens internally? What happened here? We are getting an exception here. So what is the exception we are getting here? Illegal argument exception. Okay, null values are assigned to the property. Okay. Basically, some two columns we are having null. Now what we can do, I want to make one more condition here. So first, I want to check with order by amount to descending here. So instead of working with the order by, I will try to work with the bit here. I will remove the bit. Okay. So alias name we are going to get null values of properties. Okay. So still we are getting the null values. Here, what we can do, I can make the condition weight dot amount to is not null. So let me run the same query. We can observe. So two records we are getting here. Only two records we are getting. Why we are getting only two records here? Because of the remaining two records we are having null. We made the condition the amount is not null here. Getting the point. So now we need to understand this section here. Let me provide one more condition and so here I want to provide the and condition b dot amount so greater than something called 150. You can make the condition here. So these many conditions here. So again we are loading two records because we are having more than 150 only. These two are the more than 150. If I want to provide so 280. What happens internally if I want to provide this particular 280? So how many records we are expecting here? Only one record. Now you can understand here one record we are loading here. Getting the point. So this is the way we can make the greater than condition for this particular create query. Right. Now I want to provide the equal condition. So where condition I want to provide. So inside this particular where condition, how can I provide here? Where amount is equals to something 280 or 250. So the section we identify based on the first name. But here I want to check with the criteria object here. How we can check with the where condition inside the criteria. Because we already identified in the query how this particular where condition is going to work. But as of now, we did not check with the where condition in criteria. Okay, let me comment out these sections here. So to work on this particular criteria, first what we need to do, again, create criteria. I want to work with the bid class, and here I want to provide add here. Getting the point. So inside this particular add, I want to check with the expression. So RG hyphen criteria. Inside this particular expression, I want to check with the equal here. I want to check with the equal here. Right. So the ID amount we can check whatever we are interested. So first we'll go for the ID. Later we can check about the amount here. Okay. First I want to check with the ID something called 9. I want to check with the ID the value I want to provide 9 here. Getting the point. So this what happens internally, which is going to return only unique records here. So now we are having unique records here. So here what I want to do, we can work with the bind object here. I'm trying to convert it into bind object here. Getting the point. So this is all about the checking with the where condition and loading an object here. I want to load only one record because the particular bind ID we are having only one here. After this, I want to print this particular two information. So what is the amount we are having for this particular ID we are trying to print here? We are getting an exception. Okay. So unique result we are getting. Where we miss here? Basically integer we are getting here. Okay, so integer cannot cast too long. Now the problem here this. So whatever the 9 value we provided, compiler is treating as a integer value, but now we given as a data type long here. So now you can see with the reference of 9, we are having a record the particular amount 257. So now you can see the 257 we are loading here. Getting the point. So this is all about the criteria. So like selecting like using the where condition here. So how exactly we can work with the where condition inside this particular criteria. So along with this, we want to work with the like operator. Okay, the like operators also we can see, but now parameters binding here. I want to provide the parameters binding here. So how exactly we can bind with the parameters? So the binding parameters we already provided with the named parameters and the positional parameters. We are having the two parameters here. So inside that one we already identified the name parameters. So again we can work with the same thing here. So the name parameter we already identified. We want to check with the item and mandate. So let me check with the one more condition so that we are going to have more understanding. Here I want to work with this same query I want to work. Here what I'm doing here, I'm trying to load item information. Getting the point. So let me go to the item object information. Airline dot air underscore item here. So item name and item description. Okay, we are having total 3 columns here. So now what I want to do, I want to change from bid to item here. Okay, so later what I'm doing here, I'm trying to work with the like operator here. So how we can work with the like operator? So this is a item, something I want to work with the alias name as an item, and later I want to check with the where condition. So item dot description, item dot description like. Here I want to use the like operator here. So the like operator also I want to work with the named parameter. So how we can work with the named parameter here? Something called I want to work with the description here. I want to work with the description here. Okay. So when we are trying to work with the description here, what we can do? Here we need to specify the, okay, here we don't have option directly. Here only we need to specify something called set to string. Set to string here. So parameter we need to specify. Here I want to work with the value. So we need to check with what is the value we are having inside this particular item table, item description we are having. The particular item description we need to specify here. Right, and again we can call the list here, so that we are going to load item records. Item here. And description, we want to work with one more name. So what happened? Could not resolve the description. Something we missed the item description. Yeah, okay. So it's a typo mistake here. Now I want to run one more time. Basically, we need to check with a like operator. So how we can work on the like operator inside this particular HQL? What happened? So null values are assigned the properties. Okay. Again, you can see whenever we are trying to load the relation of this particular item internally, what happening? The particular bid also loading here. The particular bid also loading here. So to handle this kind of scenario, what we can do? Here I want to make the condition. So from item and item dot bid. Okay. This section we can discuss because these are the basically the item is pointing to the many to one relation here. Sorry, one to many relation here, because item we are having the one, the bid we are having many. So this section we can discuss when we are trying to discuss the association information here. Okay, but now here I want to check with only one table here. So initially, first we need to check with all the information to the one table. Later we can move on to the another table here. So same thing we can work with like operator to this particular bid here. So I want to check with the same. Instead of amount is null and b dot amount like. So like operator, I want to use amount. Here I want to work with name, I want to work with the value something called 250, 257. Okay. So we'll understand here how many records we are going to get. I'm trying to use the like operator to the bed class here because the item we are having the relation here. It is not mapped to the item from ITB. Okay. What happens here? Let me run one more time. So still we are getting an exception. Operator does not exist. Double precision. No operator matches the given name argument that we might need to explicit typecast. Okay. So could not execute the query. Basically, this exception is coming based on the value, whatever the value we specified as a 257 double precision. Okay. Here, let me convert into double data type. So still we are getting okay. Basically, the parameter which is expecting the double value amount is a double data type we taken. So because of this, I'm trying to convert into double. Okay, still we are getting here. You might need to provide the given name and argument type. Name and type here. Okay. What happens internally? Let me try with this. No, which is not going to take double. Okay, which is expecting the double parameter. But now, let me create it. So 257 dot list. Oh. Okay. So anyway, I need to check like why it's giving an exception this based on this particular parameter. So no operator matches the given name and argument. Okay. Now basically we need to check what is the data type we have. Double only. Okay. Why it is not taking double? Okay, so I will continue this particular information tomorrow. So I need to do some R&D on this. So why it is not taking, even if I'm trying to specify the double parameter. So once it is completed, we'll try to check with the remaining information because so we need to discuss more. We are going to have for positional parameters so later. So we'll try to check with the joints information. So like what are the joints we are having, how we can work with the so different tables here. So this section we are going to discuss in the tomorrow. So do you have any questions other than this particular exception? Okay. So if we don't have, we'll try to focus on the remaining concepts tomorrow.